deep hum of the Nostromo echoed through the empty corridors like a warning from the ship itself. In the cold black silence of space, something sinister stirred, unknown to the crew, lurking in the shadows, waiting. But this is not a tale merely of horror or monsters. This is the unseen story of Ellen Ripley, not just the final survivor, but the soul of resistance, the backbone of survival when all logic pointed to despair. Ripley was not designed to be a hero. She was a warrant officer, trained to follow protocol, maintain order, and ensure the smooth functioning of interstellar operations. There was no prophecy, no destiny carved into the stars waiting to crown her with glory. She was human, and that was enough. From the beginning, Ripley was cautious. When the distress signal came from LV-426, she argued for adherence to quarantine protocol. Her words fell on deaf ears. Dallas, Kane, and Lambert went out, and only Kane returned, unconscious and carrying death in his chest. Ripley, left behind, could only watch as Ash overruled her, allowing Kane back on board. That single moment sealed the ship's fate. But Ripley did not break. When the creature emerged, bursting from Kane's chest in a violent scream of life and destruction, the crew was paralyzed with horror. Ripley, however, observed. She noted behaviors, patterns, and the ways the alien used the labyrinth of the ship. She listened, studied, and adapted. She did not let fear blind her. That was her strength, not an absence of fear, but the ability to move through it. Her journey through the vents, through loss, betrayal, and terror, forged her into something the creature did not understand: resilient. The alien was perfect, as Ash put it, a survivor, unclouded by conscience or morality. But that perfection underestimated Ripley. Her conscience became her armor. Her morality made her stronger. She fought not because she wanted to be a warrior, but because everyone else had fallen. When she discovered that Ash was not just a science officer but an android, programmed by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation to preserve the alien at all costs, the betrayal cracked her world. Yet even in the face of institutional treachery, Ripley did not crumble. She found truth within herself, and with that, a purpose. The company had deemed the crew expendable. She would prove them wrong. Even if no one else lived, she would survive, and she would expose the truth. The final confrontation was not cinematic. It was desperate, silent, brutal. Ripley didn't face the alien with high-tech weapons or military backup. She faced it with her bare will, her cunning, and a flamethrower. She outsmarted it, leading it into the airlock. Her breathing heavy, hands trembling, she launched it into space. Alone in the shuttle, she whispered her log, her voice low and broken. She had survived, but the scars were deep. Sleep did not bring rest. It brought nightmares. Cryosleep promised safety, but in deep space, safety is a myth. Ripley awoke decades later, floating in time, a relic of a past no one cared to remember. The company had buried the events of the Nostromo. They dismissed her report. The colony on LV-426 had grown. They denied her warnings until it was too late. When the colony went dark, they came crawling back. This time, it was not her duty. It was her choice. Ripley agreed to return not because she wanted redemption, but because she had unfinished business. She would not let more lives be sacrificed. Accompanied by Marines, scientists, and Android Bishop, Ripley stepped back into the fire. The horrors she faced on LV-426 were magnified. It wasn't just one alien. It was a hive. Ripley faced the Queen, a towering embodiment of reproductive terror. The Marines fell, the colony crumbled, and Ripley's heart broke again. But in the ashes she found hope. Newt, a child alone, terrified. In protecting Newt, Ripley found a new reason to fight. She became more than survivor. She became protector. No longer reacting, now leading. Her every action carved a legacy not of blood, but of empathy. She did not see herself as a warrior, but when she stepped into the power loader suit and faced the Queen in the bowels of the Sulaco, she fought with the rage of a mother and the fire of justice. "Get away from her, you bitch," became more than a line. It was a cry for every life lost, every child orphaned, every truth silenced. Ripley didn't rest. Not really. Even when she returned from LV-426, the company's shadow loomed large. She had burned the hive, destroyed the queen, but Weyland-Yutani still wanted their prize. In Alien 3, her ship crashed on Fiorina 161, a prison planet. Everyone else died. Ripley alone emerged, and something grew inside her, a queen embryo. The very thing she fought against now lived within her. Her strength was tested beyond the physical. Surrounded by violent men, alone, hunted by another alien, and carrying the source of future terror inside her, Ripley still held on. Not to life, but to purpose. She formed a bond with the convicts, earned their respect, led them in a fight they never asked for. No weapons, no escape, only fire and unity. The corporation arrived, ready to take the creature from her, promising safety, mercy, a lie wrapped in protocol. Ripley knew better. She had learned that institutions do not feel, that greed devours truth. She chose death, not as a surrender, but as a final act of rebellion. She threw herself into the furnace, arms open, clutching the queen inside her. Her death was not a defeat. It was defiance, the end of her physical journey. Or so it seemed. In the distant future, they brought her back, cloned her. Not Ripley, not truly. A new being. Ripley 8. Stronger, faster, imbued with alien DNA. A hybrid. She remembered pieces, faces, emotions, but she was no longer the same. Her new body betrayed her. Her mind teetered between humanity and instinct. Even then, in the synthetic future where morality decayed even further, Ripley clung to something pure. She protected Call, the android who displayed more humanity than the humans. She destroyed another queen. She burned another legacy of horror. Ripley may 8th not have been the original, but she carried the spirit of resistance. She was the echo of a woman who refused to be rewritten. The unseen story of Ripley is not in the battles alone, but in the choices she made when no one else would. She never chased glory. She never wanted vengeance. She wanted truth, safety, justice. Her story is one of transformation, from technician to legend, from mother to martyr, from human to myth. She became what she had to, not because she was destined, but because she chose to rise. She suffered. She lost friends, lovers, a daughter. She gave her life. She gave her rebirth. And in all of it, she never lost the fire in her eyes, the stubborn flame that said, "I will not die easy. I will not bow. I will not become what they want me to be." In a universe where the company valued profit over people, where monsters stalked in the dark, Ripley lit a torch. And though others may carry it now, it was she who carved the path. Not through prophecy, not through design, but through courage in the face of oblivion. The alien was the perfect organism, but Ripley was something greater. She was imperfect, flawed, scared, but she endured. And through her endurance, she changed the course of everything. This is the unseen story, not of a monster, but of the woman who faced it and said, "Not today."